What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel where we make fun of people who live in Canada and Poland. But today, we're going to talk about the one and only Poland, their history, culture, and why they should probably watch out for Russia. If you didn't know already, I made a video about Russia about a month ago, so I'm just kind of going in order. So, after this video, maybe I'll do Ukraine or something. That sounded like a threat. Okay, so I have a lot to cover today and not a lot of time, so let's jump right into it. So if you're watching this video, chances are you probably already know the basics of Polish history. They were taken over by everyone around them for the past 700 years. They had a couple golden ages that were quickly followed by civil war and famine and disease, and more civil war. They fought against the Soviets, lost, got the country back, lost again. And then World War II happened, and somehow they still exist today. They also have a really great death metal scene. But that's not what this video is about. We're going to go all the way back to the beginning. But not the beginning because nobody knows what was going on before 960 AD. It's just a big old question mark. Nobody knows anything about Polish history before 960. So let's start at 960 when everything changed forever. A man named Mieszko I was trying to rule Poland. But he was very good at it because his father, his grandfather, many of his ancestors for many generations before him were trying to rule Poland. But they were very good at it either. You see, before 960, Poland was basically a loose collection of tribes that kind of tolerated Mieszko's attempts at leadership. But in 960, Mieszko converted to Christianity, and boom, suddenly he's the leader of Poland. Now, how does converting to Christianity help you become a better leader? Well, not really. It just so happened that the German king liked Mieszko and helped him gain power and kicked some pagan asses along the way. So now we can stop calling Poland the pagan Polish and start calling them the Christian Polish. Yay, now that Poland has been officially Christianized. Mieszko can kick back and relax for the rest of his life, because now there will be no more wars over paganism. Nope. Now we get to fast forward 200 years to the year 1180. Now, you might think that a lot happened between these years and you would be correct. But honestly, nothing really important happened. So let's just fast forward. In 1385, Lithuania and Poland decided to sign an agreement stating that they would both remain independent countries that could do whatever they want as long as they had the same king. At this point in history, Lithuania was much stronger than Poland, so they basically took Poland under their wing and helped them grow up to become a strong boy. By 1410, Poland had grown significantly in power and size and decided to do a little war with the Teutonic Order. If you don't know who the Teutonic Order is, well, basically they were a holy order founded by German monks who went around punching pagans in the face. In 1410, Poland teamed up with Lithuania, crushed the Teutonic Order, and gained some land and recognition for itself. Poland is starting to finally find its feet and is becoming a serious contender for most powerful country in Central Europe. But what happens next? Well, civil war. So in 1413, a group of nobles dissatisfied with King Jagelló's policies rose up against him. They failed, and then they did it again in 1434, and they succeeded. So now Poland is stuck in another century of civil war and foreign intervention. In 1569, the nobility came up with a solution, basically saying that the king will have no power unless the nobility approves it. This led to what is known as the Golden Age of Poland. With the help of a series of strong kings and the weakness of their neighbors, Poland was able to grow significantly in power and size. Unfortunately, Poland would eventually run out of kings and be forced to invite the Russians to come over and fix the problem. In 1697, King Augustus II died with no legitimate heirs, and Poland invited Sweden, Saxony, Russia, and a few others to choose the next king. Russia won and placed their puppet, Augustus II's illegitimate son, on the throne. Soon after, Russia began to exert control over Poland and even split the country in half with Prussia. Eventually, Russia, Prussia, and Austria would partition the whole thing. Not yet. They just took slices out of Poland over the course of 3 partitions, leaving Poland a shadow of its former self. But wait, hold on. We still have one last partition. Where did that come from? Oh yeah? After the Congress of Vienna, which redrew the map of Europe following Napoleon's defeat, Austria, Prussia and Russia decided that it would be funny to take the rest of Poland, so they did. Now Poland is gone. The country doesn't exist anymore. Except, oh wait, hold on, yeah, that's right. Poland is back, baby. After a while of being partitioned, nationalist feelings began to grow in the region. People wanted their country back and they weren't afraid to say it. By 1830, the Poles had risen up against the Russians, but they lost. So then they did it again in 1866 and they also lost. But not to worry, because soon enough, World War I would break out and Poland would get its country back. How sort of. After World War I, Poland became its own country again, reuniting many Polish people under the banner of Poland, but unfortunately, it didn't last because World War II broke out, and Poland found itself occupied by Germany and the Soviet Union. After the war, Poland was forced to give up some land to Germany and the Soviet Union, and then they all invaded. But Poland wouldn't go down without a fight. For nearly 6 years, Poland resisted the Germans and the Soviets, giving one of the most impressive defensive battles in history, called the Battle of Buzaru. But eventually Poland fell and the country was divided. The West was occupied by Germany, and the Soviet Union took the East. As part of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, Poland was allowed to keep its sovereignty, but in reality, they couldn't do shit. In 1939, Germany betrayed Poland and invaded it, starting World War II. And then the Soviet Union jumped in on the fun and took half the country. The dream of Poland being free didn't last long. After the war, Poland found itself occupied by the Soviet Union and was forced to become a communist state. On top of this, the Soviet Union stole all of their Western equipment and industry. Poland was left in ruins. But as we all know, the Polish people are strong and resilient. They rebuilt the country and have emerged as one of the strongest economies in Central Europe, not to mention one of the best death metal scenes in the world. And that is the history of Poland, a country that, for most of its existence, was bullied by its neighbors, but somehow survived and thrived in spite of it all. What's your favorite fact about Poland? Mine is that they have a death metal scene. Leave it in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Thank you everyone and goodbye.